Good morning, friends. We're going to do a little grounding and connection meditation this morning. And I'm going to try to multi-stream this from 3 different devices, and we'll see how this goes. So I'm messing around with Instagram now. Let's see if this works. Boop. So if you're popping in, I can't tell if you are or not. I'm just setting up. All right. Well, that's one. Yeah. Okay. One Instagram. And 2 Instagram. All right. So Instagram here. I have Facebook here. And we're going to do a little grounding and connection meditation in just a moment. I'm going to get this 3rd Instagram up and running hopefully in a moment. It's really doing weird things with my face on that one. All right, so we're just going to do these 2. Hello. Good morning. So the idea is to do, hello, everybody. Is just to take a few minutes here each morning at 7:30 a.m. to check in, do a little bit of grounding meditation in times like these. I just made the attempt to go to the grocery store this morning, and it's pretty chaotic out there. There's a lot of intensity. So my hope is to just offer us all a little bit of time to ground in the morning. And so we'll just jump in. This will take about 15 or 20 minutes every morning. And at the end of it, we're going to go ahead and I'll pull an archetype card. So thank you for joining. And if you're up for it, we're just going to start by sitting in a way that feels comfortable. I like to sit, I'm sitting on a couch, so I can't put my feet flat on the ground because I'm kind of short. So I just kind of cross my legs. And if you're joining on Facebook, the reason I'm not making eye contact with you is I've got 2 cameras set up. It's a very professional thing. So just sit in a way that feels comfortable to you. And we'll start by bringing some attention to the breath. Just being very aware as you are inhaling that this is you inhaling. And very aware as you exhale that this is you exhaling in this moment. And as you breathe, just notice where in your body the breath is inflating. It might be in the chest. It might be in the solar plexus. It might be in the belly. Just getting in the habit of noticing how the breath and where the breath fills our body. And let's all just take a nice deep breath in together. Deep breath in. And release it with a gentle sigh. And as we continue to breathe, maybe inviting the breath a little bit deeper into the body. So it's almost like it has a gravity all its own and it can sink into the belly really gently. And as we do this, we can allow the exhales to just start to lengthen a bit. So we're creating more space for the breath. And now we'll bring some attention to the body. Just allowing gravity to maybe work a little bit more on you. So it's almost like you can feel yourself being pulled really gently, invited down onto the earth. And as we do this, just noticing that the more weight we release, and surrender to the earth, the more support there is for us. And if it feels right, we can do another deep breath in. And a nice sigh to release that. And now starting at the very top of the head, just starting with a nice, light, compassionate scan of the body. So noticing as you move down through the muscles of the forehead and the eyeballs and the jaw, anywhere that feels really open this morning. And anywhere that might feel a little bit tight or constricted. Greeting those places not with any need to change them, but with just a gentle, compassionate hello. Like as I do this, I feel a light constriction in my chest. And so I'm not working to change that. I'm just noticing that it's there and moving on. And as we do this, tuning into the body, you may feel emotions start to move a little bit and free up. And just know that it's really safe to experience those as much as you'd like. These are intense times, and that can come with some emotion. And just moving down through your body still with the scan, not getting stuck in any one place, moving through the hips, the legs, all the way down to the bottom of your feet. And always staying connected with the breath. And to do that, we'll just take another deep breath in. So nice, deep, easy breath in. And release it with a sigh. And with that sigh, we can just imagine little tendrils of connection growing from the bottom of our feet or our seat down through whatever we're sitting on, through the building and down into the earth beneath us. And those roots, we can think of them as gentle roots, can just start to go right to the center of the earth. And as we really allow ourselves, as much as we would like to feel that connection, we could just release anything in our body that feels heavy or tired or scared. Anything that wants to sink down through those roots can just gently leave the body and go down into the earth. And as we inhale, we can just imagine the earth sending beautiful, fresh energy up into our body through those roots. And so as we work with this connection, each breath becomes kind of an exchange with the earth. A conversation of letting go and receiving. And staying engaged with that. If you want to, you can now imagine just with your attention, bringing your attention to the very top of your head and allowing yourself to send rays of energy straight up into the skies above us, connecting with the stars. And this can happen at the speed of imagination. And it's as if each star that we connect with starts to pour energy down through the rays connecting us, and we can receive energy from the sky through the top of our body, even as we stay connected with the earth. And those energies can meet here in our heart. And again, this is a fun image to play with. This idea of being held between the earth and the sky, between those energies. And you can notice as we continue to play with this, connecting with the earth below and the sky above, how feeling into that connection may shift how you experience your body in this moment. Like I notice that I feel a little more energized. I can feel the borders of my body firming up as a container for those energies. And now we're going to take a deep breath in a moment. And what we're going to do is, from this place of linear vertical connection, we're going to gently start to expand our awareness out into the collective. So we've centered in ourselves. And if at any point you get distracted in this, you can always just return to the breath. But we're going to gently expand our awareness outwards. And it can help as we do this if you want to put a hand on your heart. And just take a nice deep breath in. And release it with a sigh. And from this place, we can practice expanding our awareness to feel into the community, right? The community of people who may be following along with this, either in real time or later. The wider community of our cities. The even wider community of the world and all of the beings in it, human and not human. Practicing feeling into being both an individual and connected with this collective community that we're all a part of. So I'm going to open my eyes as an experiment and just see how much I can stay connected both internally and with the wider community. And so just to share my experience of it, I can feel my body rooted to the earth and also an expanding energy coming from my core. And so I can connect, even though I can't really see you, I can connect with each one of you. And so see if you can play with that same idea of just connecting. And in a moment, what I'll ask is that we all just take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, just see if we can send calm and support out into the collective, if that's where you're at. If that's not where you're at, you don't have to do it. But let's see what we can do. So take a moment to settle. And nice deep breath in. And sending out some calm and support out into the collective. You can imagine it almost like ripples in a pond or a wave spreading gently out as far as your imagination will take it. Beautiful. So see how much you can stay connected to this. I'm going to go over to my bookshelf for a second, and I'm going to get some archetype cards, because I think from this place of connection, it can be really powerful to pull a card. And then we'll go on with our day and be back tomorrow. So one moment, I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So if you're not familiar with it, we're going to work with these archetype cards from the Wild Unknown by Kim Krantz. They're beautiful. And for a pull like this, I think it's really powerful just to work with a question and see what the cards, what guidance we can get from the archetypes. If you're not familiar with the archetypes, the basic idea of these is that they're universal energies, that they all exist in us to different degrees at all times. And so this is less a predictive exercise and more about giving us the chance to just feel into one of these universal energies or universal characteristics and see how carrying it with us maybe helps us have a little bit more intention and specificity in our day. So let me feel into a question that's coming up. And the one that's coming up in this moment is, where can I both find comfort and where can I provide comfort in these times that we're in? Where can I find comfort and where can I provide comfort? And so the way that a card pull works, or at least the way I do it, is I just feel through the cards or shuffle them until one seems interesting. And then that's the one we'll work with. So this is the card that wanted to appear for us this morning. The Shaman. I've actually never pulled this card before. It's a relatively new deck, so I'm going to refer to the book. But I love the art on these is really stunning. Again, it's the Wild Unknown Deck by Kim Krantz. And I'll read it. I'll just hold this so you can take a look at it as I read it, but I have to see the number. If you know Roman numerals, you're better than I am. I think that's 16. So this is our card for the day. And wait for it. Whoa. All right, I actually need both hands to do this. All right, here's the card, and I'll just read it. Make sure everybody can see it. Okay. So the Shaman is the Magi, the Sorcerer, the Medicine Woman. 3 archetypal ingredients constitute the Shaman, and all must be present in order to reveal its magic. First, the Shaman is activated by long-standing and diligent study. Second, its orientation is generously and accurately aimed toward the healing of the self, the other, and the culture. And third, the Shaman has a knack for finding doorways into the other world, allowing psychic visions and old magic to leak into this world. In this way, the Shaman is a master who bridges the everyday and the sacred, revealing potent power needed desperately in our time. Yet where there is power, there is shadow. So the Shaman must be vigilant in studying their darkness. This card reminds us that the force of healing is ultimately not our own. We must shape it and share it with the world. When in light, the Shaman archetype is fearless student and practitioner. When in shadow, overpromises, blames, hurts self and others. And a extra piece of guidance, the Shaman can't be rushed. Working with this archetype requires study and perseverance. Think of it like brining or marinating. The content must permeate every fiber of its being. So I'm going to be just for a moment with this in relation to the question of where can I both find comfort and give comfort, just for today. And for me, what this card is a reminder of is not rushing, that there is a sense that whatever is happening now is part of a process that may be going on for a while. And so one of the best things we can do is be present with what is, both the lightness and the shadow, internally and in the collective. The other thing that I love about this card for today, and the idea of bringing comfort, is that it reminds us that there's different dimensions that we can work on, right? And we played with it a little bit in the grounding. The dimensions of study, right? Of intellectual exercise, of looking at the facts, the dimension of healing, moving towards wholeness, right? Which is related to, but not the same as study. So where are those places in our lives and in our communities that are asking for greater wholeness? And in what way can we both derive comfort from that and give comfort back? And then finally, the other aspect of this shaman card is the idea that there are other levels of reality that we do not traditionally have access to. So that can be as real as we believe it is, right? I happen to believe that it's very real. And there are lots of ways that we can access that, both to find comfort and to give comfort. One is by picking cards like this. Another is by spending time in nature, or meditating. So again, the shaman card. And what I'll do is I'll post this in my Instagram and on my Facebook. So if you just popped in, you'll have access to it. And there's a lot of words there. So I'll do that every day. So I think that'll wrap us out. I'll guide us through just 3 breaths at the end. And just a reminder, I'm doing this every morning at 7:30 a.m. Let's say for the foreseeable future, at least for this week. And I'm also hosting some virtual, I'm calling virtual care circles that are limited to 8 people over Zoom. And I'll drop a link for that there. This is all by donation. There's no fees for it or anything. It's just, I think it's really important that we remember the power of community and deep connection in these times that we're moving into. So thank you so much for joining. And we'll just, we'll end with 3 deep breaths together and hopefully go on about our day. So here we go. Deep breath in and release. Deep breath in and release. Last time, deep breath in and release. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. Pacific time. Have a good day.